Hello, everyone. This is Mark Smith,
Julie.
and this is our companion show to GenreTalk called Genre Talk.
Now, in genretainment, we interview writers, game designers, directors, producers, and actors. But with Genre Talk, we are talking genre. We review different movies and TV shows, and maybe some other things too. And it will usually be just the two of us, but we might occasionally have a guest host.
And how often we do this show is partly up to you. So if you like this, let us know by subscribing or leaving comments. Like it, follow us, or if you want to be super cool, join our Patreon over on patreon.com/Cabot Crossing. Not only does it support us a lot, but you get little bonus stuff too.
Mhm.
For those of you who don't listen to us on YouTube, might not know that Cabot Crossing is our publishing company where we publish novels and anthologies, and we are now also producing genretainment, genre play, and more as part of Cabot Crossing.
Now, today on Genre Talk, we are talking about the new M. Night Shyamalan movie Trap.
At first, we're going to try to be spoiler free in our review. Then we're going to get to the spoilers. At the end, we give our rating. So if you don't want to be spoiled, we'll cue you when to skip to the end, and we'll try to put things in the show notes to help with that.
Yes. The official synopsis for the film is a father and his teen daughter attend a pop concert only to realize they've entered the center of a dark and sinister event. The movie stars Josh Hartnett as Cooper, Ariel Donahue as Riley, Salika Shyamalan as Lady Raven, and Allison Pill as Rachel.
Now, M. Night Shyamalan movies have a lot of haters out there,
I don't
but
know why.
I don't know either. I love his movies. Now, some are better than the others, of course. I've never regretted watching any of them. I mean, there is that live action Last Airbender movie. That might be exception. I'm not sure. I kind of ignore that, like Highlander 2.
Or,
um,
or most of the Highlander movies.
so far, as time of this recording, which is the weekend of September 7th, the movie's made according to Box Office Mojo. Domestically, over 41 million. Internationally, over 36 million.
That's a
Um,
little lower than I thought.
yeah, it cost, I think 30 million or something to make. I think is where I read somewhere. Now, this movie was able to continue during the SAG after strike because it was actually independently financed,
Oh,
which
loophole.
he does with a lot of his movies. And you kind of look at his other movie, it compares fairly well to some of at least the last couple of his movies, like with Knock at the Cabin, which made 54 million, I believe, and Ode, which made around 90 million. Not a mega hit like Split, which cost about 9 million to make and made like 279 million. But I think Split and Glass, a few things, those are kind of outliers for different reasons. But anyway, enough about the money. Is it a good movie? What do you think, Joe?
Yes, it was a very good movie, and I was a little hesitant going in. I mean, I like M. Night Shyamalan, but it the trailers looked a little bit, like it was gonna be a little bit scarier, so I
Mhm.
don't do real well on scary movies. But this one was totally doable for me, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan movies, I don't think any of them really ever got to, I guess, The Happening is the most. I think that's one of his few, maybe his only R-rated movie.
Yeah.
Um, but usually he's more psychological than gore or
Yes.
anything.
Yeah, it
And
was like in the movie, Signs, there was a scene where they're down in the basement, and all you see is a flashlight on the ground and occasionally a few feet as they're scurrying around in the basement, and it was terrifying. It was utterly terrifying. It was just a flashlight.
yeah, and usually these movies, good guys win, or at least some of them survive.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the year of Shyamalan. It's Shyamalanathon. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Okay.
Because in this movie, one of his daughters flex her acting and singing skills, whereas another daughter just wrote and directed a movie called The Watchers that came out also this
Mhm.
year. And for me, like the first tier kind of Shyamalan movies for me are like Sixth Sense, Signs, Unbreakable, Split. So I would say this kind of falls like one tier below it, which is still lots of good movies like The Village, Glass. I like Knock at the Cabin. I like you had Bautista in it. And you have Bautista, you already won me over probably. but
Yeah, that's true.
so I like this movie a lot. I think At first, I was worried they gave away too much in the trailer by telling us the dad is a serial killer.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't sure if we should mention that, but they did say it in the trailer.
Yeah, it's
And,
pretty obvious in the trailer, and it's pretty quick you find out in the movie.
I was really excited whenever, Hayley Mills' name popped up on the screen and Allison Pill, 'cause I loved Hayley Mills ever since she did Parent Trap back in the 1960s as a kid, and, it was just really cool to see her as a FBI profiler,
Mhm,
and then Allison Pill, of course, from, Picard,
mhm.
and so when I saw their names pop up on the screen, I didn't know they were gonna be in this movie, and I got excited.
And there's still plenty of other twists, so I don't think I ruined well, if you saw the
Yeah.
trailer, you already
If you saw the
know, but
trailer, you already know.
yeah, it's I think you almost have to give that much away or no one's gonna watch it. You're like, "Oh, a dad and a daughter go to a music concert, and stuff happens." It's not very much of a
Yeah, yeah, if they try to keep that under wraps, then how would they market the film? I mean,
right? Yeah, it's like, "Oh, the father must put up with their daughter singing lots of Taylor Swift lyrics." No. The
Lady
horror,
Raven, yeah,
or in this case, Lady Raven. Lady Raven kinda reminds me a little bit, like, I feel
of
like
Taylor Swift, yeah.
Twa this could have been a Taylor Swift, in real life, if this had happened. But we'll get to that. So anyway, if you're not a Shyamalan fan, then I think you'll probably wanna check out this movie. I think you'll enjoy it overall, and you may actually love it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it's quite A plus level, but it's still a strong, next step. So, let's get more spoilery now, and, so you wanna skip this and go to the end if you don't get spoiled, because there's gonna be spoilers, 'cause it's a Shyamalan movie, there's gonna be some twists, right?
Yes, there are.
So what's your spoilery take on it?
Well, I thought it was kind of funny because at the beginning, it's almost like you're almost trying to root for him to get out undetected
Mhm.
just because, they're the only characters that are there, but at the same time, if he gets out, this he's gonna go kill this poor guy that he's already kidnapped and is holding, you know,
Yeah.
not hostage, but he's holding and trapped in a basement somewhere.
Mhm.
And but the weird thing is you're almost kinda every time he almost gets out, you're like, "Oh, oh, 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 no. Oh, 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 no." And then you're like, "What am I doing? He's a terrible person. You want him to get caught."
Yeah, yeah. I think it was great balancing act there of the actor and, of course, director, writer, making this main character kind of likable at first,
He did seem very likable, which is so scary.
which I think is because you see, like, how that he's trying to he's a good dad or seems to be a good dad,
Yeah.
and he seems friendly to people and stuff, so it's hard not to like him first, but as you
And
go
it
through the
and it's
movie.
actually funny too. I mean, all his antics where he's trying to escape this concert that the FBI has got, you know, wrapped up real tight.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, parts of it are genuinely laugh out loud.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So it's a good twist trying to figure out, like, how is he gonna get out, almost, unfortunately rooting for the bad guy in a way.
And he does this goofy smile sometimes too, which is just hilarious. When something
Yeah.
goes his way, he's like almost to the camera,
And as we go through, we see, like, more and more how warped he is.
How just truly demented.
Yeah, as the butcher, serial killer known as the butcher. And we also see, that he sees visions of his, I'm assuming that's his mom.
Dead mother, yeah.
Yeah, and how that's got some kind of interplay there, interaction with his wife. It really comes to a head whenever there's an interaction reveal with the family, right? That's when
Right.
you're like, there's no turning back. Something bad's gonna happen to somebody.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I liked the twist. I liked a lot of the twists and turns, and I was surprised like how much Lady Raven was involved and how she was able to like get the upper hand on the butcher.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
Mhm. It was a shame, seeing how the family, it's like you're like, "Oh, poor family. Your dad's a serial killer," but you're also like, he's kind of bad for you anyway. So, but you hate
Yeah.
seeing their pain and stuff, and that he cares
Yeah.
about his kids.
Yeah, he
So,
does love his kids, and in a way, he kinda loves his wife,
in a
even though he's
way,
gonna kill her.
yeah, I think there's a lot to unpack psychologically with this character that I feel like M. Night Shyamalan wants to do later, right? Like this is spoilers, all right? He gets there's a hints to that he's going to get away at the end. So to me, this is almost like an origin story for like your slasher serial killer, like your Hannibal Lecter or your Michael Myers or something, and that we might see something more with the butcher and stuff. So I'm just kind of wondering to see what I'm wondering what Shyamalan's thinking about down the road.
Yeah, at the end, I the very end, I was like, "Oh, I guess there's gonna be a sequel at some point."
You would think so. Yeah, and I feel like there's a hint to, like, the butcher like, some kind of marking or sign of the butcher and, you know, I don't know. I could see him, like, put on a mask and going after people or something at some point after this. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm curious, and, of course, I was in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, "It's gonna be like Split. Is this, like, in the same universe as Unbreakable or something?" But they didn't do that. I was very impressed that, like, all the music I think most of the music was done, if not all of the music was done by his daughter. And for as Lady Raven, I think she was quoted somewhere saying that this was like Shyamalan's American version of a Bollywood movie that is grounded and the songs make sense, not necessarily musical, but completely music centric. Because
Mhm.
she tried to theme the songs around like what was going on in that section of the movie. So I thought that was a great touch, and it's cool seeing family working together on these kind of projects. I'm curious to see how well it does in the box office when it's compared to everything, and if we get a sequel or not.
Mhm. I'd watch the sequel.
Yeah, I would for sure too. I just like the dark humor, and the performances were really were interesting, and it was just a different kind of thriller that I've not seen before.
Mhm.
I thought it worked pretty well. So, and I would be curious to see more of the butcher.
Yeah. I loved how they did explain how they knew that he was going to be at that concert because the whole time leading up to the explanation, I kept going, "How do they know he was gonna be at this concert? That just doesn't make any sense." And then they reveal about what the wife did, and I was like, "Oh, now it makes sense."
Well, at first they revealed that he left something at a crime scene, but then they revealed that that he didn't actually leave something behind. His wife left something behind as a clue because he suspected that he was the butcher because she had followed him to this other location, thinking that maybe he was having an affair or something was going on because he was had been acting odd and didn't want to believe it. So she left that evidence there. So kind of halfway, well, if it's true, maybe cops will figure it out or something.
Yeah.
So that was a twist with a twist. So some
Yeah.
reveals at least. And he's very clever, very intelligent, serial killer bad guy. So I'd be curious to see what they would do with a second one. I imagine he'd probably go after the people, his wife or Lady Raven or something. So
Yeah, maybe.
gotta have Lady Raven back.
Yeah. She beat him the first time, so,
Yes. But that means he'll come back after.
yeah.
It's like Halloween and stuff. And he even has, like, his own, like in Halloween there's some Halloween vibes to me in this. Like, there's the FBI, investigator, looking for him. She reminds me a little bit of the I can't remember if he was a police officer or not in Halloween that was obsessed and going after Michael Myers, so
Mm, okay. I
you're
didn't
like,
really watch those movies.
you're like, "I didn't watch Halloween."
I did watch the original Halloween.
You did? Wow.
Yes. Impressed, aren't you?
I am. I'm shocked. Shocked, I'd say. Dr. Samuel Loomis, that's who I'm thinking of, a psychiatrist that was popped up a lot.
Yes.
So she kind of reminds me of that character a little bit. The dynamic of the serial killer with that person in a way. So I almost guarantee if we have a sequel, we'll probably have her back, and
Yeah.
we'll see where it goes. But we'll see. We'll get a sequel or not. I don't know. I hope there is. I like M. Night Shyamalan movies. Let's do more. 10 more of these movies.
I know. I like his movies.
I do, and 30 million is still a pretty modest budget overall, and a lot of movies he can do a lot with very little money. So
Yeah, it's very impressive how he can do that.
yeah, I almost think he does better when he doesn't have too much money.
Yeah.
Avatar, The Last Airbender, he had tons of money, and it was kind of like it was too felt too commercial. It didn't feel like something that Shyamalan would do.
Yeah.
So all right, well, let's go ahead and unless you have something else you want to add, I think we'll go ahead and score it.
No, I'm
Okay.
good.
So how do we want to rate this show? Like how
I don't
many
know.
plot twists, perhaps, out of a possible 10 do we give it?
Sure. Let's do that. How many would you give it?
Oh, mm, I'd give it 8 plot
8?
twists out of 10.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was thinking about 8.
Mhm. I feel like all the movies we've
I've
done on
been
the show
8
so
or
far,
higher.
8 or 8.5 probably mostly.
Where
We're gonna
nothing
have
is
some
not
10s real
consistent.
soon, people,
Yeah.
but that's still very high. So that's still a good movie in my mind.
Yes.
So yeah, so if you're not Shyamalan fan, you definitely want to check it out. If you're not M.
Even
Night
if you're
Shyamalan,
not, I would still check it out.
yeah, I would still check it out. If you're a fan of serial killer or thrillers, I should say, and not because of the gore, but of psychological thriller aspects, then you might like this. I would also say maybe people, maybe if you like Dexter, you might also like this.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's one of the only other likable serial killers I can think of. There's a few Dexter vibes there. I feel like there's a little Michael Myers mixed with Dexter or something going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of Dexter feel to it.
Yeah, which you like. If you watch Dexter, you kind of like Dexter, but he's kind of messed up. So
A
um,
little bit.
a little bit. And this guy's definitely messed up. He's messed up more, right? So he doesn't have a code per se. He just kind of likes his kids.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our word. That's what we say. That's our talk.
So say we all.
So say we all for the trap.
We want to thank everyone for listening and let us know all of your thoughts in the comment section. Tell us your favorite parts of the movie or what you thought might have been missing. Now, next episode, we'll be talking another Shyamalan movie, but this
More Shyamalan.
time it's his other daughter, and it'll be the horror movie The Watchers. So, what other movies, TV shows, or other things would you like us to talk about? Just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you found us with this episode, you can also hear us interview creators over on GenreTalk, or listen or watch us play different tabletop role-playing games, and also discuss them too over on Genre Play. You can find all of those over at cabotcrossing.com or our YouTube channel at Cabot Crossing. We'll put some links in the show notes too. Well, I think that's a wrap for today. Until
Until
next
next
time.
time.
Bad monkey.